What's going on, guys? We're talking about how to bench press better. More specifically, how to dumbbell press, maybe not better, but differently, and give you a couple different variations you can try. Most of you guys know how to bench press. You probably grew up doing it with the barbell, or at least I did. And that used to be the old saying, how much do you bench? And it used to be like, who's the toughest guy in the gym kind of thing. And now it really doesn't have that much importance. It never really did. And hopefully as people are getting older, they're kind of getting away from that. Now it's a cool thing to say, to have a big bench or like a 1 rep max, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But for most people, the goal now is probably just to move their best, feel their best, look their best, and keep the joints safe and keep the body free of injury. And I think dumbbells allow people a greater chance to do that. And so I'm gonna walk through a handful of variations because a lot of people get married to the load. I gotta bench 300 pounds or 400 pounds, or I gotta use 60-pound dumbbells, 70s, 80s, 100s, and so on. And that's fine, but at some point the strength is gonna cap out and you still wanna get great results. So this is a nice way to make lighter loads go a long way and just give you guys different variations. And so instead of just focusing on just the dumbbell number of how heavy you're lifting, which is important, but we're also gonna talk about the tempo and the speed at which you do it, and also the volume. And there's a lot of ways we can do with that, also playing with range of motion. So when you guys go your dumbbell bench press, there's a handful of grips, but if we go foot placement, feet can be on the floor, feet can be on a bench. I don't think it makes a huge difference. If you want to take the lower body completely out of it, put the feet on the bench, and you guys are good to go. So again, we go back, that normal kind of bench press grip style. We're in that bench press grip. I like to let the dumbbells touch the chest, anterior shoulders, or the pecs to start. And again, we're just pressing that normal full range of motion. Dumbbells almost touch the top. They come back down, tap the chest, and they come back up. That would be the most basic variation. Now, what I do like to do from here, if I go bench press style, I rotate the dumbbells in and I almost go bottoms touching at the very top. And then it forces me to rotate all the way back to the starting position. And again, touch the chest every time, and then stress the turn here just to rotate through space, which you can't obviously do with the barbell. I also like from here to kind of go that neutral grip. I feel I get the deepest stretch here. Again, I let the dumbbells touch the lower body every single time just because I do feel I get a deep stretch once I'm here. And then I'm pressing in that neutral grip. Now I can keep the neutral grip from there, or I can rotate it back through kind of that bench press grip once I'm there. And it's just a nice different variation to play with. And again, you guys can play with both these. So I can start in the neutral, I can rotate it to the bench press, I can come down in the bench press grip, I can press back up in the bench press grip, rotate it to neutral, then come back down in the neutral. These are variations I love to play with. But if we're not gonna go just full range of motion in tempo and speed, we can play with a smaller range of motion. So if I'm not extended, I can cut the top, let's say like an inch short, and even if I don't touch my chest, I can stop it just short and stop the top just short. So I'm always in tension under the shoulders and chest, and your triceps light up in this process as well. Again, you guys, these are just different variations you can play with. I do love the full range of motion, but again, there is something to be said about cutting the ranges short. Or if we normally press, let's say this is our bench press speed because we're just trying to rip through them. If you guys slow down, focusing on the eccentric slower, or what I think is the worst, focusing on a slower concentric press, that gets real tough real fast and increases the time under tension that you guys have to play with all these variations. So again, most of you guys know how to bench press. Obviously the body's gonna lay flat. We have a little natural arc in the upper back. Everything else is pressed down. But again, focusing on letting the dumbbells come as deep as possible to get a nice good stretch, but also knowing you can play with range of motion in different areas. But the speed, load, and tempo you use, and the grips, just play with different things. If you even want to reverse the grips, we can go reverse bench press grip, especially from dumbbells. I'll show it just since I'm here for you guys. I do play with these. It takes a little bit of coordination and stability, but I rotate the hands away. Now I'm pressing that underhand grip here. And again, even from there, I can rotate through space, come back down, reverse grip bench press, and just play with different variations since you have the ability to with dumbbells. So you can hit all the angles of the chest and the shoulders since you're there. So I'll add in a bunch of these variations in my weekly workouts and some of the programming for you guys, but give these a shot. And if you got questions on how to anything, just ask and we'll pump them here.